Okay, it's about 10:40. Got about an hour and a half before fireworks start going off. Happy New Year, by the way, or whenever you're saying this. I hope it's a good day /year/ time is an illusion. I wanted to end this year / start this year on a little bit of a weird note. Just a story of something weird that happened to me. And before the year starts or before the year ends, I just need to make sure that this is out in the ethos because it's that weird. Now I usually don't. The life that I've lived, you don't walk through without there being some kind of anointing on you. So like, I've gone through so many things that I'm just like, there has to be some kind of divine intervention, because I'm obviously a son of God and I've been touched. So like, I really don't mess around with any of like the weird stuff, and I don't entertain it, and I don't feed into it where it's just all like, if you hear something happening in like a spooky house or something and everybody's like, what was that? I'm just like, it's nothing. It's nothing. You're entertaining it. You're feeding into it because it's literally nothing. But there's this one circumstance that I don't know. So this summer, I had gone down to see family in Oregon, and I think I was going to go see my aunt I think I had shipped a pair of shoes or something to her. So then I was like, okay, let me go check in, then I'm going to head out. So I drove down, and I drove down in the afternoon, and I was coming back, and then I was like, I drove down in the afternoon, picked up my mail and stuff. So I went down, and let me rewind a little bit. So in the middle of summer, back in like June, I had gone down to see family in the middle of summer, and I had let Fancy out at one of these parks, and it was like the sun was going down, but I could kind of see like the perimeter, and I let her out off leash, and then I saw a skunk on the tree line, and I was like, if Fancy's got this temper, and she's only 14 pounds, but she's got this temper where like anything smaller than her or like anything bigger than her, she has to make sure that she asserts dominance or at least sees what's up to let them know that like she's not a pushover. I don't know where she gets it from. But I was like, if she's going to the bathroom over here, but if she sees the skunk over here, she is gonna want to assert some dominance and see what's going on. And I was like, Fancy's about to fuck around and find out. She doesn't see the skunk, and the skunk walks into the woods in the tree line all the way over to like my right side. I'm like, okay, that was about to be something, but it's not anymore. So then she just chills, and then she hears something rattling in the bushes. And I was like, this freaking skunk walked all around the perimeter line and started making noise. So I was like, Fancy's never seen a skunk. Being an Alaskan, I've really not been up close and personal with a skunk, and I was like, this is just funny. So then I was like, I'm not gonna, it's gonna be hard to get her back. So I'm just like, you're gonna find out quick. So this skunk starts making noise in the woods, and then I'm just like, I'd start doing the egging on thing that you do with dogs. I was like, what was that? Fancy, get it. Fancy, get it. Get that. Get in there. Get after it. And she starts lunging into the trees. She starts chasing into the woods. Sun's getting darker. And then I'm just like, okay, she darts into the trees. I'm like, I know she's in there. And then she erupts from the tree line, and she's like, she starts smashing her face into the grass, and she's like, I've never seen her face do that. And like, dogs will sneeze and snarl or whatever, but like, she got nailed. Sprayed, glands, everything. And I was busting up. I was like, this is gonna smell really bad, but also just that expression to see her like to go crazy. I was like, that is hilarious. I get her closer, and then I'm like, honestly, I've never really smelled what a skunk is either. This is gonna be weird. She gets closer, and I was like, ooh, there it is. And she gets back in the car. She rubs her face all over her bed. She rubs it on the seats. I'm just like, this is gonna be a mess. I gotta give her a bath. I gotta get Clorox wipes to like disinfect everything and to get rid of the smell. I'm like, Fancy knows what a skunk is. I know what a skunk smells like. This is wild, but also it's pretty funny. That's in the middle of June. Fast forward to September. I go back down to see family and hang out for a little bit. I pick up a package, I head back, and I'm like, you know what? Before I head back, I'm gonna do a little bit of door dashing. I'm gonna just sprint around a little bit, drop off some food, make a few bucks, and call it a day. And then as I pull into this parking lot, I get hit with this huge smell. And I'm like, there's a skunk around here that is not happy. It's in the trees or something. It's like, I smell it, I'm just like, holy smokes. I know exactly what that smell is because I smelled it a couple months earlier. I'm like, okay, let me pick up the food, drop off the food, get it, and that was at one restaurant and I smelled it. Then I go to the grocery store and I still smell it. And by this point, it's just getting to a point where I'm just like, wait, okay, I thought I got rid of that smell. I thought I got rid of that smell and I thought it was done and over with. Did I not wash something? Did she have a toy that she rubbed her face on or something? Like, what am I missing? Because the smell is still here. The smell is still imminent. Okay, that's on me. And like, the super sniffer isn't going blind, but it's just like something is happening and I don't know where it's coming from and I need to get rid of it. But then ultimately I'm done door dashing. I head back north. The smell dissipates and I'm just like, okay, I don't know what that was, but I think maybe like whatever trash I had in here or whatever, like it's gone now. And I dismiss it and that's the end of it. So I thought, I didn't think anything was, now with that being the story, there's nothing to tell. Who am I gonna tell? Hey man, there was this one thing that I smelled in the parking lot and it was really bad. Isn't that weird? Like there's no story to that until about a week later. And I am doom scrolling on Instagram and I come across my friend Kelly's story. And Kelly and I we were in kindergarten together. So we've known each other for over 20 years. I think she's in like Vancouver. So not even like in Portland or anything, but just surrounding areas. And I'm just all like, okay, we went to Barnett Elementary together. Well wishes, what's up? So then I don't think anything strange, and then her story pops up. And she says, okay, this has been on my mind for the last day ever since my girlfriend Dino told me about it. The night of the 24th going into the 25th at around 3 a.m. I distinctly remember waking up and smelling a strong odor of cat pee. Like it was so pungent it woke me up from my sleep. And I truly thought that the cats had just unloaded a gallon of pee next to my bed. I remember being so fucking upset because I knew I'd have to clean it and try to get the smell out in the morning. Well, morning came and the smell was completely gone. I was so confused, but honestly forgot about it. Until talking with Nadine yesterday, and she asked me if I had noticed a smell around 3 or 4 in the morning of the 25th. Then she tells me she smelled the same fucking thing and ended up washing all of her bedding in the morning, even though the smell disappeared. Well, turns out there was a massive phone calls that night to 911 from residents in the Vancouver all the way to multiple cities away, claiming they smelled the same thing at that specific time. And it also ranged from people smelling gas leaks, mold, dirty public restrooms. All the scents varied from person to person, but there's still no answer. And officials are baffled. Does anyone know of anything happening like this where they live? To me, it's either a leak from a plant, government testing, or freaking aliens. When I tell you that my skin crawled when I read that, I've never entertained anything like that. That like mass hysteria or panic was something that I would be a part of. It's just a story that I hear. And I've been watching a lot of Mr. Ballin lately, and some of those stories are really intense. And this is the thing that jolted into my memory that I was just like, wait a second, I think I've experienced something like one of these crazy stories. Kelly had posted that, then she posted a couple links. She had posted a couple TikTok videos of people talking about the same stuff, that Portland / surrounding areas, everybody smelled something super strong, and then it was gone. And nobody knows what it was. There's no explanation, there's no clarification. It's just something that happened, and then it didn't happen anymore. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's still just this weird, like, what was it? I don't know. It's just weird because I didn't tell anybody what I had experienced. So then it was like this, like I blamed it on a skunk being loose in the woods. And then Kelly blamed it on her cats pissing on the floor. And then Kelly's friend smelled something awful too. And enough to panic us to be like, we need to wash something, we need to do something, we're gonna have to clean something. And then it's gone. It's wild, it's crazy. And with no explanation or understanding, then that's just where the story ends. Unless there's a TikTok trail that goes on that, I think there was like a message board and stuff of people saying that they saw something too and this happened, but it's just something that you're just all like, hey, this happened and then it didn't happen, and now you just have to go on with your regular Tuesday and just wonder like what you experienced. I mean, I'm thankful that like I'm not the only person that experienced it, but I'm also a little creeped out that I'm not the only person that experienced it. Because what was happening? What happened? What was it? Why was this smell so like strong? And then how do you get a smell to go away that quickly? That strongly present and then vanishes with no cleaning, it didn't rain. It was just gone. Regardless, I think that's the end of the story. But I just wanted to put that out there that something weird happened to me. Please tell me if you're somebody that leans into these things, or if you're somebody that completely avoids these things and for some reason you just happen to stumble onto something that you're just all like, look, I don't even mess with the paranoia or the supernatural or like whatever, but something weird happened and there is no explanation, and now you're just like, yep, that happened, moving on. But has anything weird happened to you? Because I gotta know. I'm gonna look more into this story if there is any more story, but I feel like this is something that like maybe it won't be answered for like 20 years or something, that no, just happened, we won't tell you about it, and then we'll say, the government or the city or whatever will just be like, oh yeah, we were doing a little bit of this and this and this, and that's all you smelled. But it's just weird that so many people would experience it, call it in, and then it's just gone. Well, see ya.